Un pēdējā šīs sesijas referās es gribētu aicināt Helēnu Svahnu parunāt par Eiropas par restaurātoru, aktuālo Eiropas konservācijas un restaurācijas organizāciju konfederāciju darbu.
Hello, my name is Helene Svahn Gerreau, and I'm from Sweden. I'm from our national organization, NKFS, and I am in the committee of the European Confederation of Conservative Restorers Organizations. And I'm here to present us, and so you will know, I don't know how much you know about us, but we are kind of inviting everyone to join us. And here we are. This is actually, we have a day of conservation restoration in Europe, and this is where we kind of invite people to do different activities. And in the center here, you can see, this is working out. This is Elish, our president. She's from Portugal, and this is the committee. And we are actually working in all kind of European environments to promote conservation restoration in different ways. So you can find us in this kind of places. In Strasbourg, where we are taking part in the steering committee of cultural heritage and landscape in different ways. Who we are actually 26 member associations from 23 different countries. And you can see them on the map here. And not all of them are like full members. I think there are 19 full members, and the others are associate members. So you have kind of two different kind of memberships, depending on different things. And we're also very closely associated to the ANCOR. If you know that, it's the European Network for Conservation, Restoration, and Education that have 41 member institutions. And we have kind of collaborating with them all of the time. Our mission, can you see it? Can I read here? I'm sorry, I don't see. Okay, I have to read here. Is to organize, develop, and promote practical and scientific cultural level the professional conservator restorer. And here you can see something actually that I already mentioned, that conservator restorer is actually the word we're using in Europe, and that is because of the differences when we're trying to acknowledge all of the differences in Europe. And some places you call restorer and other conservators, so we kind of created this word so everyone should be included. And we have also to set standards and regulate practice at a Euro level and enhance the communication between the mobility of professionals, which is very important for us that you should be able to move to one other country and work. So it should not be like closed system. And to strengthen the role and responsibility of the conservator restorer in relation to others in safeguarding cultural heritage. And our vision is that, of course, in center of everything we do, as you know, as conservator restorers, is to safeguard this heritage. That is the center of our activity. But it has to go through standards in the professional practice, high standards. And that's what we're trying to kind of collaborate and connect and do in Europe. And we have made these kind of documents, most of them from the year around 2004 and 2003. ECHO was founded in 1991. And there were a lot of work in the beginning to do different kind of professional descriptions. And you can find them on our website, because they're very important for everything we do. And in this one about education, it's from, I think it was 2002. Here we established the level of education and what kind of knowledge you have to become conservator. And we decided then that conservation restoration should be on the European qualification framework system, level 7. That is a master level to enter. But that doesn't mean that everyone, all the conservator restorers who are in ECHO are in this level, because all of the organizations and the different educational systems in Europe are not exactly the same, but it's something we're working towards. That is very important, that we see ourselves as this highly qualified, specialized knowledge, that we are like not underneath some other person decides upon the heritage, but we are actually steering and taking part and deciding on the heritage. And then because of that, this thing was created called the competences to access to the conservation restoration profession, which is an extremely important document, because here it doesn't just say what kind of level you need to have, but how actually the competences look like. And this has become very influential in Europe because very few other professions have actually managed to do something similar. Maybe it's because we are kind of young profession and we are developing all of the time, that we were thinking that was important for us to explain who we are. I don't know if anyone read this book, but it's not so easy always to, if you don't get into it, it's very well done. There is like this kind of not so easy to follow, but if you read it carefully, you will start to understand, where you kind of explain from the conservation process different competences you need to have in order to be a conservator restorer. This is like a professional, and then there are different levels. And here it's the level 7. And so you can see different. And of course, what is also important, that there should be a possibility to go to level 8, that is the PhD level, that conservator restoration education shouldn't stop in a master. You should also have but you don't need to be a PhD to do conservation restoration. Okay, and then we also have developed strategic plan in 2015 that we are trying to work how to go through as the missions and the goals that I presented before. And they are in different themes, and from the role of conservator restorer to the quality, how we communicate, and how the mobility, like I talked before, between different countries, and so should be like easy to move around, and the legal question, how the laws are looking at different countries concerning heritage and conservation restoration, and guidance to our members in different ways, we can help our members in different ways. Yeah, and then lately I'm going to go into what we're kind of doing right now. Of course, the sustainability question has become very important for us as well. Like it's inherent, like you see in many ways what conservator restorers do, and we have heard a lot of that today, very good examples. But still, like Nevin Austin was explaining, it is also kind of coming into our profession and maybe changing a little bit the ethicals, and we don't really know what's going on, how it's going to end. So we are having a working group on that, and probably going to make a 4th professional paper about sustainability and conservation restoration, because we don't want to change the old ones. But in the old ones, you can see that there's mentioned, but not very often. The ones from the year 2004, they are usually talk about the environment and such. It's like in the code of ethics that we have. So we have a working group on sustainability, and we also, in our statutes, kind of start to involve. This is not yet decided, because we have a General Assembly on Monday next week in Rome, and then we're going to decide upon this. And we had a working group, and we work on these different approaches and try to think out how we contribute, or in different ways, how the concept of this will be in our kind of how we should approach it. Maybe in ECHO's level, it's more like in the conceptual level, because like in education, you teach how to do it, but we kind of give some framework. And that's and then we also very advisory come in this group, in the European large working group that is called the Joint Program Initiative of Cultural Heritage and Climate Change, where we have been writing papers about which research areas that needs to be to help the sustainability society. And we're taking part on this in different ways. And there's a new project called ARCH, where we're taking part also. And the biggest project that we're taking part in is the Charter project. It is a huge European project. There's an acronym for the Cultural Heritage Actions to Refine Training, Education and Roles in the cultural heritage field. And this came out of the Year of Cultural Heritage in Europe, European Year of Cultural Heritage, when they discovered that our field is very important for the whole economy of the Europe in general. And they didn't know exactly how it worked, and they wanted to find out, to make what we call a kind of a blueprint of of the market, how it works. So it's a huge project where you can try to identify different ways of to learning and how the landscape of the cultural heritage professional looks like. And they take samples from different occupational profiles. And then they're actually here, they're using the one I told you, the competences that we made is like the blueprint of this, how to understand different professionals. And that's interesting because these are all heritage professionals. It's not only conservatory restorers, everything from culture, geography, archaeologists, architects, everyone that works in the field. And draft kind of, in the end, some kind of still strategy, what is needed to kind of, what are the education, where are the skills needed, and some if there's needing more education. And draft policy recommendation for European level. And we are actually very active in this project. That is actually it's located in the University of Barcelona, and our president is working a lot with this. So I'm not personally involved very much, but it's very important. And this work is going to finish next year in December 2024. And here you see the consortium, and actually here you are taking part in the consortium. And I met Mara yesterday, who is not here today, but she's working with this consortium. Yeah, it's the National Heritage Board here. And there are some outcomes that already came out of it that you can find on our website and also on their website, the shorter web page. So I'm not going to take so much long time. I don't know how long I took, but I just wanted to say that we kind of would like to invite you to take part in our work or being a part of ECHO in some ways. If whatever you need to go into our website to find out if you want to apply to become a member, how it works. But it's important to extend the network to understand the whole Europe and all different regions and take part to take part of the work, so we can learn from you and that we can together, be stronger. The bigger you are, the stronger we are. So it's a very good collaborative feeling, and we are helping each other very much in this work. And by that, I would like to say thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very thankful to finish with a picture from last General Assembly when we were in Athens. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can come up to me afterwards, and I have more documents and things.
Paldies!